Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. I hope you're all doing well. Do me a favor, quickly go below, hit thumbs up. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. So where I live in the US, spring started on March 20th, so we're about 3 weeks into the season of spring. Summer's right around the corner. So I figured this would be a good time to show my travel bag. You know, the warm weather's here. People are starting to travel more. So I wanted to show you guys what's in my tech travel bag. Also, we have two devices here in front of us. Now, I don't travel very often, but I do have some goodies in my tech travel bag that I think you guys would really like, and they're also very handy. But first, let's start with the devices, okay? I am filming this video with my iPhone 15 Pro Max, Pixel 9 Pro right here, OnePlus 13. I would most likely take all of these devices with me because I'm just not sure which one I really feel like using. Most of the time it is either the Pixel 9 Pro or the OnePlus 13. These two devices lately, I'm about half and half. If you guys haven't seen my review of these individual devices, make sure to go check those out. So, Pixel 9 Pro, I take this one because it has a very bright display. To my eyes, it's brighter than the OnePlus 13. It's very pocketable. I love the boxy design. It's got fantastic speakers. The battery life is good enough. So I just love how pocketable it is. You know, I can throw it in the pocket. Doesn't take up much space. The battery life is good enough to still get me through the day. Very bright screen. Good speakers. Still does what I need it to do. OnePlus 13 still has a bright display. The speakers, in my opinion, are worse than the Pixel 9 Pro. Not my favorite set of speakers here on the OnePlus, but you know, good enough. They still get loud. Fantastic battery life on the OnePlus 13, but you also get that super fast charging, which, you know, is one of the things in the travel bag here. But the reason I take the OnePlus 13 with me is because it has, in my opinion, it's my more preferred Android skin. You know, I love the way that the quick toggles is laid out. Brightness slider here, volume slider here. You still get 5 small toggles, 2 large toggles. The smart sidebar, absolutely love that. Love opening up the floating windows and then swiping them away when I'm done with whatever I'm doing. Snapdragon 8 Elite, you know, 16 gigs of RAM, half a terabyte of storage. Fantastic device, so that's why I take the OnePlus. In terms of cameras, I'm not much of a photographer. I think the pictures produced by either one of these will suffice for my needs, so not really too picky in the camera department, but it's good to know whichever phone I have in my pocket, the pictures are probably going to look good enough, right? And that's all that really matters to me. Also, can't forget that classic alert slider on the OnePlus, right? Just being able to just have that switch there. You know, it's very underrated, I feel like. And it's not that it's hard to adjust the ringer on the Pixel. You just hit the volume button, tap it, you know. So it's not that this is necessarily difficult. It's just the switch is easier. You don't have to have the device on, you know. So alert slider is really good too. Now, I might be slightly less inclined to take my iPhone with me. Again, I'm filming the video with this iPhone 15 Pro Max, but maybe want to take that with me just because of familiarity. You know, Apple doesn't change very much. I just might get the itch to use it, you know, and I know this may sound kind of strange, but think about how popular the iPhone is in the US. So if I'm on vacation somewhere, I might just want to carry the iPhone with me to feel like I'm fitting into the crowd, you know. I know that sounds a little silly, but that's the truth. So that would be the only reason I would really want to take the iPhone with me, to maybe carry it to feel like I'm fitting in with the rest of the crowd, because the iPhone is so popular here in the US. So let's slide these back here and take a look what's in the travel bag. So this case here I have had, I'm telling you, for about maybe a decade. Okay, so let's open up the big pouch. Now, this barely gets used. This is, I don't even know what generation iPad this is. It barely gets used. It might be, what's the newest? 11th generation iPad? This might be like a 6, you know. But, again, I don't really use it very often. I don't really have a need for a tablet, but I do carry it in here in case, for some reason, you know, like if I'm with family and looking up restaurants or things to do around the area, and I just want to show them on a bigger screen, that's where this kind of comes into play, you know. Or if someone, if my parents or whoever I'm with, family members, they just want something to browse the web for a little bit, I wouldn't mind to lend this iPad to them. So nothing fancy. I don't really feel like upgrading because, again, a tablet just doesn't really fit into my use. All of the tech gadgets are in this smaller pocket, and there is a lot crammed in here. So we're going to take a look. Now, as I pull these accessories out, I'm not going to go very in depth with the specs. And if I do rattle off a spec, it may be wrong, so don't fully quote me on it. So the first thing I'm going to pull out here, and you guys may have seen this unboxing, this is the Charge Flow Mini. This is a 5,000 milliamp hour little battery pack, but it's neat because you can just plug it into your phone, and it doesn't take up a whole lot of space, you know. So 5,000 milliamps, and you can also hot swap this plug. Right now it has USB-C on it, which for me, all of my devices are USB-C. Luckily, the iPhone 15 Pro Max is. Thank you, Apple, finally, you know. So, but if you do buy one of these, it will come with a hot swappable lightning connector. But USB-C is good enough for me. So, I also carry this in case maybe a family member needs, just a little bit of a charge. I could lend this out. And if they were to like break it or just not return it to me, I wouldn't be too upset. You know, all of these accessories in here are relatively cheap, so if it's good and it's affordable, I'm not too worried about losing it or not getting it back. Next one up here is another one from Charge. This is the Flow. This one is a 10,000 milliamp hour capacity. So on one side you have a USB-A, and then on the other side you have a USB-C. And you push the button on top to kind of see the battery level. So right now there's 3 LEDs lit up, 4 would be full. It's got the transparent top. That's kind of cool to see a little bit of the internals. The neat one about this one is it does support pass-through charging. So you can have this charging with the USB-C port and then plug in a USB-A cable. Maybe on the other end it's USB-C or Lightning, and you can charge a device while this is charging. So that's a pretty neat feature. But I like this one because it's just super compact, just fits in the hand. So I really like that one. I have used these over the past few months. I'd have to look back and see when my unboxing video was of these. But I've used these a pretty good amount since that unboxing, and they've held up well. I know there's been some questions about charge, quality control. Haven't used the Flow Mini a lot, but in my usage, they seem to be working good. Next, let's pull out a cable. So I don't take very long charging cables with me because a lot of the time there is, like the lamps on the nightstand have an outlet, a plug on them. So I don't want like a 6-foot cord. I know I could like ravel it up and put a Velcro strap, but I think this is about a 3-foot cable. This one's made by Ugreen, and I have been using Ugreen cables for many years now. Their quality is very good. This one says it supports 100 watt charging, so it's kind of on the thicker side, but I like that. It's braided, just a nice cable, reliable, quality, and it's relatively affordable. So, what more could you ask for? So I take this cable, if it can stay bunched up over here. I'm going to set that to the side. But the charger that I use with this 3-foot Ugreen cable is the Ugreen Nexode. It's a little tiny charger, just one port. And I like that it has the folding plugs. This is a 30-watt charger. I use this at home a lot, so I've not had any issues with charging, so I really like this one. It's just small. 30 watts is decent. The folding plugs, so it's just really good for travel. This is the big one. So this, of course, is for the OnePlus, the 80-watt charger that's included in the box, to take advantage of that fast charging. I did forget to, for this video, I forgot to put the OnePlus charging cable in here, but just pretend it's in here. I would take the OnePlus charging cable with me, along with the 80-watt brick here. Now, technically, I could just take this brick and the OnePlus charging cable and charge everything, including the iPhone. But just in case someone maybe needs a charger, I carry the Nexode with me, the 1-port, and the 3-foot charging cable, just in case. But technically, if I was only worried about myself, which, someone usually needs a charging cable, I could just technically take this and the OnePlus charging cable and charge everything I have. It would just be simpler. So I carry that with me. Let's take a look at this cable. This is I don't know if this is another 3-foot cable from Ugreen. I have just kept it in the packaging. I believe this is the other 3-foot cable that I was actually looking for this video. Okay, so actually this is kind of funny here. I was looking for this cable. This is another 3-foot Ugreen charging cable, just like the one I showed you guys. But I couldn't find it, but I guess I already had it in my tech bag ready to go. So I was like looking in my desk drawer trying to find this one. The one I had showed you, so I've got 2 of these 3-foot charging cables. This one stays in place here at home. And it's like I kind of have it zip tied so I can just pull the cable out, you know, just easier charging. I cut the zip tie so I could have this cable for the video, but just found this one in the bag, so I'm glad I found that. And then also, this is a shorter, an even shorter cable, exact same cable. This one's maybe like 1.5 feet, and then this one's a 3-foot cable. And the reason I carry the 1-foot cable is to use with the Charge Flow Mini. So just plug that in. You don't want like a crazy long cable. You know, if you're at dinner and you're charging up your phone, you don't want this long cable, you know, hanging off the table. So short cable for that. That's usually how I use this right here. Okay, let's go ahead and put that back in here. So some good cables. Last but not least, this is an Anker power bank. Let me set this out of the way just for a second, since we pretty much have everything laid out here. I like that this comes with a little carrying case. Not the most protective thing in the world, but it would be kind of nice to see Charge maybe include some kind of carrying case, even with this little Flow. I can understand not really including a case with the Flow Mini because, you know, it's meant to be used plugged into your phone. This Anker power bank is also 10,000 milliamps, and you can see it is a lot thinner than the Charge. Let me flip this around. The Charge Flow, but there's also a size difference, you know. So it's like half the size lengthwise of the Anker. So, but I like both of these, 10,000 milliamps. Also in this little carrying case, I carry the cable that comes with this Anker power bank. So usually how I use it is I will put this back in the little carrying case, and then I will just plug the USB-C cable into the end and just kind of have my cable hanging out of the case, you know, kind of something like that. So that's usually how I use that. Also, the really neat thing about this one is it supports wireless charging. So if we take a quick look, if we press this button on the side, I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but we have 4 lights for battery level. So, you know, 25% for each light. If you guys can see that little blue light flashing, that is for the wireless charging pad. That means it's active. I'm not sure the delay that this will turn off if it doesn't detect a device. It might be 2 minutes. But if we just, you know, take the Pixel 9 Pro, this light is flashing. So we can just lay it on top of the Anker. And there we go. It's charging up. We can also do OnePlus 13 to show you guys. There we go. That was charging up. So that's a neat feature. And that's usually why I carry this one if I, for some reason, need wireless charging. And I try not to really use wireless charging because I feel like it's just kind of unnecessary heat, and it's usually slower than whatever wired charging the device supports. But it is a nice, neat feature that the Flow doesn't have. You also get USB-A and USB-C, and I'm pretty sure you can charge 2 devices at the same time with this, as well as the Flow. Forgot to mention that. But the Anker does not support pass-through charging, and that's not really a deal breaker for me, but just figured I would mention that for you guys. You might like the pass-through charging. So some really good accessories here. Not the most top-tier accessories, but ones that are really good, really handy. Got the OnePlus charger. Got the Ugreen Nexode right here. Not, I don't have the top-tier chargers or accessories, but these are all really good in my usage. They get the job done. These aren't super fast charging power banks, but for me, it's not really about the charging speed. It's just the commodity of being able to charge on the go that's more important to me. And there's also kind of a price limit I'm willing to pay, just like for chargers. So if you guys are interested in any of this, let me know in the comments and I will drop you a link. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you in the next video.